This weekly crop review is brought to you by ASR Group, Belize Sugar Industries Limited.
For week 9 of the 2015-2016 sugarcane crop season, the factory milled 42,924 tons of cane. So far, for the 9 weeks of crop, the factory has milled a total of 389,218 tons of cane. That is 78,162 tons less than what was milled last year, when the factory milled 467,380 tons of cane. Taking a look at sugar production, 3,942 tons of the sweetener was produced for week 9, and a total of 34,518 tons during the 9 weeks of crop. That figure continues to be much less than the 56,109 tons produced last year. For the 9th week of crop, the factory worked at a grinding rate of 6,132 tons cane per day and 6,178 tons cane per day for the 9 weeks of crop. Last crop, the grinding rate stood at 7,419 tons cane per day. The report on cane quality shows that for week 9, juice purity first expressed stood at 84.09%, 83.78% for the 9 weeks of crop, and 88.20% last year. For the 9th week of crop, it took 10.89 tons of cane to produce 1 ton of sugar. For the 9 weeks of crop, TCTS stands at 11.28. Last year, it stood at 8.33. As for the sugar extracted from the cane, 96.18% was recorded for this week, 95.32% for the 9 weeks of crop, and 95.27% last year during the same period. This week, factory time efficiency stood at 98.11%, 93.91% for the 9 weeks of crop, and 97.48% last year. Cañeros, cañeras, el lodo total procesado hasta la fecha es aproximadamente 5% más que la última zafra. Cañeros, eviten el uso de los empujadores de caña con el fin de reducir la cantidad de lodo entregado a la fábrica. Amontone la caña al tamaño del agarrón de la cargadora. Levante la caña en vez de empujarlo antes de cargar.
This weekly crop review was brought to you by ASR Group, Belize Sugar Industries Limited.